I'm Anna.
I'm Ben.
We're AutoSave. Welcome to our channel.
Today we're watching Nisemonogatari, Season 1, Episode 2. Seasons probably isn't the right term for Monogatari. They're all individual series, you know?
Maybe. We don't really know what the consensus is amongst the public, the viewers, the lovers of the Monogatari series.
Yeah. Well, last episode, we were looking and curious about the location of Karen, our older younger sister.
Where are you, older
We talked to
sister?
Tsukihi about it, and we were very helpful. And that's what I assume we're going to be picking up with.
Honestly, the only thing to take out of that conversation is living rent-free. I still want that hair clip.
Mm-hmm.
I still want it.
Ready?
Yep.
Sweet. Do you think it's going to be an opening? Oh, the sun. Sick.
Best suited for combat. And we know why he stopped fighting with them.
God, the hair clip.
I love the egg there.
I love it. This is life.
We're justice itself, bro. Hopeless
Damn.
imposters. There we go again.
Whoa, it's like the zipper on the jacket.
How did we choose egg for them? You know, like how?
I think like the yolk breaking is like a great visual for temper breaking, right?
The like fiery orange spilling out
Yeah.
over like a pure innocent white kind of color. Might be reading into
Whoa.
it too much. The bee.
This is so cool.
Honeycomb.
Do people put honey with eggs? Is that a thing?
It's probably more a color comparison. Well, that went quick. This Nautico?
Interesting. I love the shot.
Oh my gosh. Oh no.
Look at how many locks
I
there
know.
are. Whoa. How do we figure out the code? Araragi does not have a lot of choices right now.
It's a short sleeve hoodie. He's fine. She had all this planned. The shoulder. He will not. Nope. No, she's probably not glad.
Oh, shit.
Interesting.
広がったおまじないはもうそいつの責任ってわけじゃないだろう。そこがララちゃんっていうかファイヤーシスターズらしいところなんだけれど、ララちゃんたちは誰かが目的を持ってまじないを流行らせたんだと決めてかかってるみたい。
The specific goal.
らしいっちゃらしいな。これ
They are
カレンと
justice.
ちゃんと話をしておく必要があるかもしれないな。戦国、この後は何をする？ツイスターゲーム。そら知らないな。 教えてあげる。その体に。
What is that look?
楽しみだな。あの
Whoa.
後、戦国のお母さんが急に帰ってきた。
It was a mom sense.
Aragi just breaks the window and jumps out.
カンバル駿河だ。カンバル駿河。主な武器は加速装置だ。
お前サイボーグだったのか。
その
The
声の
books.
ツッコミは荒木先輩だな。
そうだけど。
すぐに裸になるか
なんでだよ。
ら。荒木先輩と言葉を交わすのだぞ。ならば裸になるのが礼儀というものだ。
こっちがしかるべき常識をわきまえていないみたい。
すでに私は全裸であるぞ。
ぞって。
私がたとえどんな格好でいようと、それは私の自由のはず。
That's
も
very true, Kambaru.
う家の外でマッパになったわけでもないのに、せめて悪かった。
いや、分かってもらえればいいのだ。外でマッパになることなどたまにしかない。
たまにはあるのか。
もしや本当に荒木先輩の方が
He
私よ
gets
りいやらしいので
flustered.
はないか。
どうしたカンバル。
うっかり部屋の襖を閉め忘れていて、
Grandmother.
おばあちゃんが廊下を通り過ぎていった。おばあちゃんがものすごく悲しい。
With sad eyes. What a nice
Oh,
through
no.
line with Sengoku. Oh,
Karen?
yeah.
兄ちゃんが敵かと思った。
I thought it was an
お
enemy.
前には。まったく。
Maybe.
あれ、なんだかわからないけれど、兄ちゃんが自分のことを棚上げにしてるみたいだ。
何してんだよお前。こんなとこで。
奉仕活動だよ。
Community service.
Yeah,
I love her
patrol.
outfit.
何
Whoa.
すんだ兄ちゃん。
誰なんだよお前は。
百鬼夜行をぶった切る地獄の番犬。
The watchdog of hell.
かっけえ。しかし、そんなかっこ悪い姿勢でやたらかっこいいセリフを言うという面白い例だけは認めてやってもいいな。何でもいいからかっこいいことを言ってみろ。
ここを通りたくば私を倒してからにしろ。
予想以上に面白い。
逆パターン。ここは任せて先に行け。とにかくさ、今私いろいろとやらなきゃいけないこと。
Community service.
はい、もしもし。うん、うん。
Is it about the spread of information?
で本当にもうすぐ終わりそう。夜に兄ちゃんに披露する話はどうやら私の。
Oh no, wait, that means she's about to run off and do something.
邪魔。アスタラビスタ。
So cool.
I'm nervous because one of his emphasis with Sengoku was that the issue was how she handled the curse and the problem.
Still embarrassed.
荒木先輩か。
Fainted out of being embarrassed.
True.
今お前が寝返りを打つと大変なことになる。
しかし、ノックもなしでいきなり襖を開けるなど、私の知る限り最高の人格者であるとこ
The
ろの。
paragon of virtue.
Wait, where is that Aragi? I have not met
見
him.
たいと思って。
さあ、見るがいい。これがカンバル駿河の真の姿だ。ありのままのカンバル駿河だ。
責任を取らせてくれ。
責任？
結婚しよ
なぜ結婚
う。い？や、後ろ半分とはいえ裸見ちゃったし。
段階をいくつか飛ばしている。
No, it's the only reasonable solution.
荒木先輩は一体どうやら
All of them.
結婚しなければならないのだろう。そんなことをしたら私は戦場ヶ原
Yeah.
先輩から怒られてしまう。
Jesus.
その代わりとってもなんだが。
今日に限って僕はお前の奴隷だ。
Wipe my grandmother's memory.
カンバル、これって。
わあ、
Look at the factory line.
どこに行ったのかと思っていたのだが、そんなところにあったとは。
そういえば、実は僕ってお前が実際にバスケしているとこ、1試合くらいしか見てないんだよな。
Look at the hard hats.
ちょっとこれ着てみてくれないか。
構わんぞ。
お前、髪伸びるのめちゃくちゃ早いよな。
Same.
お前のそれ5センチは伸びてる。
Yeah.
Mine grows like
私はエロ
crazy.
エロだからな。
ありてに行った。
そう。といえば、ブレスレットを深呼吸しよう的な意味だと勘違いしていたのも記憶に新しい。
それはエロとは関係ない。ただの勘違いだ。
変な感覚で試合中にブレスレットと言って赤っ恥を書いたものだ。こうしているとあの頃の気分になるな。
あの頃。
いや、全裸合宿。
自覚ありまくりかよ。
Do you miss her short hair?
A little bit, yeah.
体重が150キロを超えないとときめかないとか、加齢臭に興奮するとか、そういうことはないわけじゃん。
いや、悪木先輩からそんなことを言われたら私はもうおしまいだ。脱ぐ！今すぐ脱ぐから。
いや家の中でだらしない格好をするのもまた考えてみれば普通だしな。
You're dismantling her world, Araragi.
さっき電話で他ならぬお前自身が言っていたように、ひょっとしたら僕の方がいいんじゃないか。
Pervert contest.
もっと奥の地層にはハードな BL もあるんだ。
Ooh, nice.
BL でないこと
No, you're just normal.
おいおいカンバル、ないようなものは本当の自分とは。
かくなる上は好意を持って身の潔白を示すしか。
My innocence.
私好みの筋肉だ。実に触り心地が良い。
Wait. Why do we look like...
パンツが脱がせにくいだろうが。
He tapped out, Kambaru. Have mercy.
いついかなるテンションの時に八九時を見かけたとしても、決して出会い頭のセクハラ行為には及ぶまい。そう誓ったのだった。
Wow.
I really like the music so far in Nisemonogatari.
I'm excited to get to see Karen's OP again.
Ugh. I feel like I'm being hypnotized.
What message are they trying to send directly into your brain?
I don't want to say it. Preview?
戦場ヶ原ひたぎ様です。
Hi, Senjugahara.
この言い方だとまるで嘘つきが泥棒よりも軽い罪のように聞こえ
We're
ます。
finally the protagonists.
実際は盗難窃盗よりも被害の大きい詐欺って。
Fraud is often more damaging than theft.
次回カレン B
Mhm.
その
Karen B Part 3.
荒木暦
I'm going to murder Araragi. Okay, that was Nisemonogatari, episode 2. Do you want to read the text that we got right at the start of the episode after the OP?
Yes, I do. Okay. The older of my little sisters, Araragi Karen. Ever since elementary school, she has mostly sported a ponytail. Though one time, around when she entered middle school, I think she dyed her hair. She made it such a shocking, attention-drawing pink that not even anime characters could really compete with it. Her reasons for doing so are a mystery to this day, but the outcome was predictable. Mother slapped her hard in the face. In Mother's defense, that was the one and only time where she ever lost her temper and raised a hand at her children. Interesting for that to be the thing that would cause you to raise a hand at your child. That night, Karen dyed her hair back to black with Indian ink. However, she kept on trying to live up to her notorious middle school debut, and as you can guess how that shaped her personality. To be blunt, she isn't what you would call cute, but she is cool.
Hell yeah.
Karen has been training in martial arts for a long time, so she has great posture. Because of that, she seems a good 5 centimeters taller than she actually is. She's a lot taller than Araragi when you see them standing next to each other. That also happens to be one of the reasons she never wears skirts. My legs would look too long in one, she says, as she sets off to school sporting her beloved messy jersey. I guess she's the only one who could still look cool wearing something like that. Kambaru looks good in a messy jersey.
Yeah, that's true.
I find that posture comment so
Super
intriguing
interesting.
because when we get that shot of them standing next to each other on the street, and I was thinking to myself, oh, Karen's taller.
Yeah.
But then I think about it, when we get the posture comment, Araragi embodies, like, he's exactly what you'd think of someone who would not have good posture.
Yeah.
Like,
I love that it's due to the training in martial arts, too. I don't say this lightly. Other than Senjugahara, Karen might be my favorite character in Monogatari right now, and I can't quite explain it. I love her. A lot of it comes from her outfit and her design. I am obsessed with it. It's perfect.
I think it's interesting that, like, we go into this being like, oh, we're going to get to know the sisters more. And then obviously this episode, we take most of the time with 2 characters that we've previously had, Sengoku and Kambaru. But we're using them as devices, which I definitely want to get into. But I am not yet done with that first dialogue.
Okay.
I wanted to bring up one more point from it, that first dialogue after the OP. The idea of her still trying to live up to a debut that she made with the pink anime hair.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that could possibly give us... This is coming from Araragi. This is his narration, his POV. You could think of it as being like, okay, he's not unbiased. He's biased here. Like, what's in the bio is his personal feelings or opinions on the matter, I would say, for this example of thinking that his sister's still trying to live up to this debut. And what is that saying? He already has told us that he believes that his sisters, in their fiery, heroic duo, rescue squad, justice-esque thing that they're doing, is being imposters.
Yeah.
Does that mean he views the hair and dyeing it as an attention-seeking, and that this would then also align with something that's maybe... That's why he'd say it's being an imposter, because it's less for justice and more for being important or attention seeking.
It's like the idea that's getting them so much notoriety is inherently a facade covering just the desire of wanting that attention.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I think that with Karen being the focus here of like wanting to have that attention seemingly, I think something else you can call out is when he gives kind of a breakdown of his two sisters.
Mm-hmm.
And we get that Tsukihi is really maybe more of the fiery one.
Yeah.
The one with more of the temper.
Like it being more natural for her as opposed to Karen's.
And she has the feminine beauty. We get like, oh, yes, Karen's pretty, but she's more of a tomboy. And she's kind of badass with the martial arts. But Tsukihi both has like that intense fire and the feminine beauty. So could you even see that maybe with this building of comparison of the two sisters, that one sister is trying to make sure they keep on, maybe in their mind, a level with the other of staying a duo?
Interesting. What do you take in what we got from like Sengoku's entire like side of things with what the sisters are doing, and they're looking for somebody who might be spreading this information, and then at the end of the Karen scene she is on the phone with somebody, we don't get to see the dialogue, and then she says that she's gonna have a story to tell tonight about what she's going to do.
So one of the lines that Sengoku says when she's talking about this is that the sisters don't believe in the supernatural. And in a way, I think that Aragi almost takes, in this dialogue, he brings up that in a way, this is me, how I'm interpreting it.
Yeah.
There's a line about how Sengoku handled her situation being why it was so bad, with the belief in the curse and the supernatural feeding it. So if the sisters do not believe in the supernatural, then are they then immune? Are they safer?
Or they'd unintentionally do something that would result in something happening to them.
Yeah, but I also think that like you could see maybe this being Aragi showing us that he doesn't believe anything's gonna happen to his sisters with this. That this is again just them gallivanting, doing their heroic justice stuff, and nothing bad's actually gonna happen. They're not gonna wander into anything. And it's because he views that he's protecting them, the veil between this realm and the supernatural realm, in his own way.
Yeah. Dude, there's so much emphasis, I feel like, on hair in Nisemonogatari. Whether it's haircuts, hair growing, bangs, pink hair dye, dyeing it back to black.
Well, there's a couple things you could take from it. Passage of time.
Yeah, that's where my mind instantly goes.
And passage of time can also evoke the idea of maturing, growing up, someone changing. You could also go with the changing aspect. A lot of people, after they go through something like monumental in their life, like a massive breakup, or they're wanting to feel better about themselves, they'll do something different with their hair.
I think it's like truly fascinating on like a not one-dimensional level of just being like, oh yeah, multiple characters are having changes in hair. I would like go as far to say as it is almost like a brilliant way to convey character progression. Like, yeah, okay, passage of time, easy. But when we see with Sengoku, like, what's the reason? What's the reason we're changing the hair? Are we doing something to become more vulnerable and let Araragi see a different, potentially more interesting side of you? Or is the hair just growing and you're not noticing it, but then upon realization you're saying that it's because of a certain reason? Like, it's different motivations all across the board for hair change. Like, dyeing your hair pink, potentially for attention and to be standout, you know? I like it.
Right. So what's Kambaru's reason for growing her hair out?
Well, she thinks that it was for something, or caused by something, but I don't know. I like Kambaru's hair at this length.
I like it at this length. I definitely loved having kind of someone in the cast that had really short hair.
Yeah.
But I think that it's still short and sporty. It's in the cut, especially, that I still like it. I don't know which one I will prefer.
At the end of this episode, in the preview, we get Senjugahara talking about a haircut. Does that mean Senjugahara is going to get a haircut and she could be the next short hair girl?
I can't see, and that's just like maybe me putting blinders on or something to some sort of subtext like thing that I should have latched onto, where I can't see Senjugahara wanting to get a haircut.
I agree, but what? Do you want to cut it, Senjugahara? I don't know. And then it goes on, okay, go ahead. Like, you know? Is she gonna be okay? And it could be next episode all about Senjugahara, or at least part of it.
And didn't she say that she wanted to kill Araragi
at
the end of Okay, so how we brought up with Kambaru, like, or not through Araragi, but in the Kambaru scene, like how Senjugahara is gonna feel through certain interactions, and that always it's almost like calling out exactly what the viewer might be thinking when we see Araragi put in situations that are a little bit perverted or more than a little bit perverted, where we're like, what's Senjugahara, what would she think? Are you gonna have to tell her about this interaction? Like, you know, and we know that she, whatever happens at the first episode, you know, like, so I'm like, where are we going? Yeah. What is happening here? What is going to trigger Senjugahara to join back into the story? We know that Sengoku, I guess that is a good kind of segue to why we're talking about Sengoku and Kambaru in this episode, instead of like focusing on the sisters as like that's all we were paying attention to in this episode. And why I had brought them up earlier is being like devices. When we are talking to Sengoku, we state that she almost feels like she's involved. Even though she's not directly involved, like she's going out with the Fire Sisters to go solve crime and save the world. Araragi views her as not as vulnerable. She's in a vulnerable proximity to his sisters and what they're getting up to and curses. And so he wants to handle things delicately because of that. And so I think that that's something to keep in our minds as we go forward, as he's viewing this person and their proximity to this as vulnerable, but is he not viewing his sisters as vulnerable? And does that tie into they don't believe in the supernatural? This probably isn't even a real curse, you know, but and then Sengoku being used in that way. And then Kambaru, I feel like, are we using her for that kind of tomboy-esque? Like, that's the only reason she's being used here, is because she's in our main cast, the only kind of tomboy character that we have to kind of mirror Karen?
I think it's not. I could be wrong. I think it's more so just like, think about what happened in episode 1 and now episode 2. We're going through and kind of like catching up, but having interactions, with like all the characters that we love from Bake, you know? So I see it more as that rather than a direct comparison, but I can see how that could easily be made.
Yeah, it might be like looking too much for, it's almost like I'm searching for whatever is going to be the inevitable actual answer situation with Karen in the Karen B arc.
I love her.
Like I'm searching for what if we're going to be given any breadcrumbs to how that's going to go down, how Aragi's going to feel, what his relationship with his sisters is going to be like, how we're going to try to handle the curse or the conflict, and how that could affect the negative outcome or positive outcome.
I absolutely loved her OP, the ending shot being on Araragi, desaturated with the bees in front, like, my head immediately goes to the conflict that potentially could arise through them investigating and not believing, and what that will turn into with Araragi.
Like, we know how he feels about wanting to protect them, and we as viewers can agree that staying out of this supernatural world, no matter how much you would be like, I want to go into that anime and live in that fantasy world or in that supernatural situation, at the end of the day, they're a lot safer not having to deal with enemies that can go unseen, you know, that are harder to take care of and harder to even have a doctor be like, that is what's wrong with you. Like, a doctor can't look at Sengoku and be like, there's an actual invisible snake wrapping around your body right now.
Have you ever played the Game of Life?
No.
Me either.
I was not huge into playing games as a kid. I was an observer of games. I really enjoy watching other people play games, whether a video game or board games or whatever, but I think it came from probably a bad place when I was a kid of not wanting to, like, play games, of, like, not wanting to be, like, all eyes on me kind of thing, which is funny because I was a theater kid.
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense.
This is my little tangent.
Every theater kid, regardless of what they start talking about, will finish their thought with identifying themselves as a theater kid. Yeah, that's my working theory. I loved the idea of, like, the Game of Life, or, like, Monopoly, right? That's the go-to for everyone. And I always wanted to play it. And I'd play it on, like, rare occasions, but most, like, with family friends or, you know, people older than me. But I never had anybody, like, who actively wanted to play games like Monopoly. I feel like if I did, I'd be huge into board games right now. But now there's this gap that I'm like, I can see the interest and, like, fascination with the world of board games, but I don't have anybody to play board games with. And it's also, like, such a massive step because I never even played enough of basic board games, you know?
You don't even have to, because now they're turning board games into video games. Like, I'm pretty sure, I've never played Catan, but I'm pretty sure when I walked into a GameStop recently, I saw, like, a Catan, like, Nintendo Switch cover.
Yeah, but, like, that's so different. Yeah, you can play Monopoly, like, online or, like, as a game, but then no, you need, like, the physical, like, money and, like, cards and stuff. Yes, exactly.
The little tiny, like, where you can actually, the little tiny figure that you can, like, move around the board.
Yeah.
That represents you.
Like, localized Monopoly. Like, enter your city here Monopoly, you know?
Like a place you go to do trading card games?
No. Like, every state or every city that has ever existed has an iteration of Monopoly produced by them. The city that we live in has its own version of Monopoly. Yeah. This is awesome. But I never get to play with anyone.
I need to go look that up.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't know that.
All right, you have anything else?
I'm good.
Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and we hope to see you next time.